Which abnormality? Hi, my name is Silvana Gitani. Which abnormality or medication stood out to you first? The first one that stood out was definitely the ibuprofen. The ibuprofen inhibits prostaglandin synthesis via the COX-1 and COX-2 inhibition. And what that does is causes afferent vasoconstriction. So basically it reduces the glomerular filtration rate, and it worsens the hypertension, the hyperkalemia, and basically the blood flow stops because instead of it being this wide, it just it constricts. And that's actually really, really serious, especially in this patient who's also taking perindopril 8 milligrams because of the declining renal function. It's contraindicated in glomerular filtration rates that are under 45, and her glomerular filtration rate was 44, but now it's 38. So this lady is at serious risk of renal injury, and acute and chronic. So she's got chronic renal disease, and you could see it declining with all her laboratory results. So that would be the very first one. The second one would be the metformin. Now, the reason I'm very concerned about metformin is it's contraindicated when the GFR is, if it's under 30, it's completely contraindicated. Between 30 and 45, you really need to reduce the dose. And her dose has not reduced. It's 1,000 milligrams twice a day, immediate release. So it's a very, very high dose. And the doctor really does need to be contacted within 24 hours. This is really an emergency kind of situation. Why? Because lactate is in the body. The kidney eliminates lactate, but with metformin, it's a lactate inhibitor. As that increases, it can actually cause life-threatening scenarios where you can actually die. So that would be my second one. And the third one is the thyroidism. Hypothyroidism is something I'm quite passionate about because I feel like the thyroid is always forgotten. People don't quite remember the gland. We don't really think about it when we see people as much. And it's important because it's responsible for so much. So the thyroid, the TSH was 2.8. And then it went to 6.8. So that's a massive jump. That's almost 2 to 3 times higher. So is she taking her thyroid medicine with the calcium? Is there binding? We don't know. There's definitely a problem with the thyroid, and also the thyroid and hypothyroidism is linked to hyperlipidemia. And that's why I picked the thyroid as number 3, because I feel like fix the thyroid and things will start looking better. Maybe her weight might be a bit lower. Might be a bit lowered if we do look at that. Why did we pick the 3? I think I mentioned that. Describe one decision in your review where you weighed up 2 choices and had to make a call, and what were the options? Okay, and why did I pick it? Okay, so when we were looking at ceasing the metformin, we had to decide what to go with, and I picked, well, the first line after metformin is really an SGL2 inhibitor. And it's Silvana, it's SG, my initials, SGLT2 inhibitor, and something like 10 milligrams empagliflozin. And that's actually really good. It's nephroprotective, renoprotective, cardioprotective, doesn't go through the kidney, it ticks every box. But Ozempic, which is semaglutide, which is a GLP-1 agonist, can actually help with weight loss. If she loses weight, her knees, her arthritis might be a little bit better. I just feel like because of that, I was like, I had to really think, and I think I'd say probably try the empagliflozin, only because that's definitely second line and it's so well tolerated. But monitor very closely, monitor HbA1c. If it doesn't improve, it should go up by 0.5 to 1 over 3 months. If it doesn't improve, then I would definitely be making a switch. But with that, definitely encourage the weight loss. One piece of information that might be missing from the case that would have changed or strengthened my approach. One thing I was wanting to see was her breathing. I didn't think there was nothing in there about asthma, COPD, what happens if she walks up and down the stairs. it just felt to me like it was kind of missing that. And also no history of TIA, no history of stroke. Thank God, I don't want her to have that. But I just felt like, well, why is she on aspirin? Aspirin is it's not indicated unless there's a history, unless there's a secondary reason. So has she got a reason to take aspirin, or is this something she just got off the shelf? And also, aspirin is also very mild NSAID too. I mean, this case is so rich. There's so much to talk about. But why is she on aspirin? So the aspirin kind of got me. So I'd really like to know more about that history, but also what are her lungs doing? How are her lungs? So that's kind of it. I could talk. The first video I did was about 13 minutes. Then it was 8. This is a third time I do it, and I don't think I can cut it anymore. So thank you so much for marking my exam. Thank you. Bye.